Today I'm showing you how to make pumpkin pie. This is a Thanksgiving collaboration where I teamed up with Chef Steph, Healthy Junk Food and the Wolf Pit, where we showed you how to make the perfect starter, main, dessert and even what to do with those leftovers this Thanksgiving. To start, you want to make the Sweet Shortcrust Pastry. If you have a preferred recipe, feel free to use that. I'm going to add the flour and butter into a big bowl. Make sure the butter is cold and cubed. Next, use your fingers to create fine breadcrumbs by pushing the butter into the flour. You want to use the tip of your fingers and rub it through. You can do this in a food processor, which is a lot quicker, but I wanted to show you how to do it by hand. Next, we want to add the egg yolk, the caster sugar and a large pinch of salt. Mix that together with your hands until it forms a ball. You may need to add 1 to 4 tablespoons of milk or single cream. I start by using a clawing motion to bring it together and then I can knead it a bit. Turn it out onto your work surface and give it a bit of a knead. If your pastry is a little soft, you may need to pop it in the fridge for about 10 to 15 minutes to firm up before rolling out. Mine's fine, so I'm going to pop it in between 2 sheets of greaseproof paper and roll it out so it can fit into a 9-inch tart tin. Don't forget you need to take into account how deep the sides are, so you'll have to roll it out a bit wider. Before transferring your pastry to your tart tin, make sure you've greased it with some butter. Make sure you get right in the ridges. Having the greaseproof paper makes it much easier to transfer to your tin. So I'm going to peel off the top paper. I'm going to rest it onto my forearms. And then I'm going to place it on top, and this way you can see where you need to place it. Peel that back. And then we're going to lift up the edges and press it into the tin. So because of the sharp edges, I had a little crack there, but that's fine, we can just piece it back together. So I'm just going to rip off some of the excess dough and use that to help me press it into the ridges. Take your fork and prick the base. This will stop it from ballooning up when we pop it in the oven. Leave some of the extra dough hanging around the edges because we can shave that off later to create a nice neat edge. I'm now going to pop that in the fridge and let it chill for 20 to 30 minutes. Preheat your oven to 160 degrees fan. For other temperatures, they'll be listed here. So once your pastry has chilled in the fridge, you want to add foil into the centre of your pastry. You then want to add in your baking beans. I just use the same rice every single time. So add that into the centre, smooth it down, push it into the edges. You now want to pop that in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes. Once it's been in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes, you now want to remove the foil and the rice and pop it back in the oven for about 5 to 10 minutes. This is to dry out the bottom. So my pastry has been out of the oven for a few minutes now and I've let that cool. So I'm going to run a knife around the edge and clean up any of the excess dough. I'm just taking the knife and shaving off the top. So that's all nice and clean. We're going to move on to the pie filling. To start, we want to add in our pumpkin puree into a big bowl. Add in your 2 eggs and your 1 egg yolk. Now I'm going to take a whisk and whisk that together. I've got 2 sugars to add. We've got a soft light brown sugar and we've got normal caster sugar. So just pour those in and give them a little whisk as well. Pour in your evaporated milk. So I'm just stirring in that evaporated milk. So the spices I'm adding to my pumpkin pie are half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and then adding half a teaspoon of ground ginger, half a teaspoon of ground nutmeg, I grate my own in, and then I'm adding half a teaspoon of salt, but feel free to add any others you would like. And finally, just give that another stir. It smells so good. It's so full and Christmassy. So that is our filling done. I'm going to pour that into our pastry shell and pop that in the oven for around 40 to 45 minutes. So that's pumpkin pie. Easy. Don't forget to check out the rest of the videos in this collaboration where they'll be showing you other perfect meals this Thanksgiving. For more videos, subscribe to my channel. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and feel free to leave any requests in the comment box below.